Welcome to the Matters Miller podcast. Today is Wednesday, May 31st, 2023. Today I'm going to recap yesterday's MLB games, look ahead to today's games. WNBA, we'll recap yesterday's games. We'll go over the soccer slate for today as well as recapping yesterday's. My pick for the NBA Finals, my pick for the Memorial Tournament, news and notes, and best bet. We'll start with Major League Baseball. We'll go over the results from yesterday and look ahead to today's games. Padres over the Marlins 9-4, Rangers over the Tigers 10-6, O's over the Guardians 8-5, Blue Jays over the Brewers 7-2, Reds over the Red Sox 9-8, Mets over the Phillies 2-0, Cards over the Royals 2-1, Cubs over the Rays 2-1, White Sox over the Angels 7-3, Astros over the Twins 5-1, Yankees over the Mariners 10-2, A's over the Braves 2-1, D-backs over the Rockies 5-1, Pirates over the Giants 2-1, Dodgers over the Nationals 9-3. All right, today's games, 1 o'clock, you have the Rangers at the Tigers, Dane Dunning and Joey Wentz. The Rangers minus 148, Detroit's plus 126, over under 9, overs minus 102, and there's minus 120. Rangers plus 1.5 is minus 106, Tigers plus 1.5 is minus 128. For this one, I'm going to go with the Rangers run line minus 1.5 at plus 106. 2 o'clock, Angels, White Sox. Javi Barria and Lance Lynn. White Sox minus 136, Angels plus 116, over under 9, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Angels plus 1.5 is minus 172, White Sox minus 1.5 is plus 142. I'm going to go with the Angels straight up at plus 116. I don't see the White Sox winning again in the series. 220, Rays, Cubs. Cubs going for the sweep. Zach Eflin and Justin Steele, and they have their ace going. How about that? And they're an underdog. They're plus 118. The Rays are favored at minus 138. Over under 9. Overs even money. Unders minus 122. Rays plus or minus 1.5 is plus 108. Cubs plus 1.5 is minus 130. As much as I want to see the Cubs sweep the Rays just for drama and fun in the AL East, I don't see it. I'm going to go with the Rays run line minus 1.5 at plus 108. I think it's going to be a multi-win run for Tampa. 3 o'clock, you have the Guardians at the Orioles. Shane Bieber, we do not know who's going for the Orioles. The Guardians are minus 126. O's are plus 108, over under 8.5. Overs minus 106, unders minus 114. Guardians minus 1.5 is plus 134. O's plus 1.5 is minus 162. The O's have been playing well, but I think it's a full game under, but I do not feel good about it. 3:30, Braves A's. Jarrett Schuster and James Kaprielian. Braves minus 235, A's plus 194, over under 9.5, overs even money, unders minus 122. Braves minus 1.5 is minus 146, A's plus 1.5 is plus 122. I'm going with the full game over. 3:45, Pirates Giants. Mitch Keller and Alex Wood. Good pitching matchup. Giants minus 126, Pittsburgh plus 108, over under 8, overs minus 102, unders minus 120. Pittsburgh plus 1.5 is minus 184. Giants minus 1.5 is plus 155. For this one, I'm going to go with the Giants. I was going to say the Giants underruns, but I don't like it. Pittsburgh straight up plus 108. 4 o'clock, Nats Dodgers. Patrick Corbin and Noah Syndergaard. Corbin's actually pitching a little better lately. Dodgers minus 235. Nats plus 194, of under 9.5. Overs minus 106. Unders minus 114. Nats plus 1.5 is even money. Dodgers minus 1.5 is minus 120. I'm going with the full game over. 6:30, Padres Marlins. Blake Snell, Braxton Garrett. Padres minus 120. Marlins plus 102, over under 8.5. Overs minus 112. Unders minus 108. Padres minus 1.5 is plus 142. Marlins plus 1.5 is minus 172. I'm going full game over. 7 o'clock, Brewers Blue Jays. Julio Teheran and Alek Manoah. Tehran's actually pitched well for Milwaukee. The Jays are minus 178. The Brewers are plus 150, over under 9.5, minus 110 each way. Brewers plus 1.5 is minus 125. Jays minus 1.5 is plus 104. Alek Manoah has regressed really badly this season. Over 4 Brewer runs, minus 106 is the pick. Reds, Red Sox. Luke Weaver, James Paxton. Red Sox minus 174. Reds plus 148, over under 10.5. Overs minus 108, unders minus 112. Reds plus 1.5 is minus 126. Red Sox minus 1.5 is plus 105. I don't like going with overs, a double-digit numbers in baseball, but tonight's going to be the rare instance. I'm going the over in this game. Phil's Mets, Aaron Nola and Carlos Carrasco. Phil's minus 120, Mets plus 102 over under 9. Overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Phil's minus 1.5 is plus 132. Mets plus 1.5 is minus 160. Aaron Nola is due to come through with an ace level performance. I'm going to go under 4 Met runs at minus 106. 8 o'clock, Twins Astros. Louis Varland and Hunter Brown. Astros minus 178, Twins plus 150, over under 8, overs minus 118, unders minus 104. Twins plus 1.5 is minus 138, Astros minus 1.5 is plus 115. Tough one. But Louis Varland's sort of regressed lately, so I'm going to go over 4.5 Astro runs at minus 102. 9:40, Rockies D-backs. Danielson, Lamet, and Tommy Henry. D-backs minus 172, Rockies plus 144, over under 10. Overs minus 104, unders minus 118. Rockies plus 1.5 is minus 130. D-backs minus 1.5 is plus 108. I'm going full game over here as well. And last but not least, Yankees Mariners. Yankees going for the sweep. Clark Schmidt, George Kirby. Mariners minus 170 or 148. Yanks plus 126, over under 7.5. Overs minus 114, unders minus 106. Yanks plus 1.5 is minus 172. Mariners minus 1.5 is plus 142. I'm going full game over again here. I think 7.5 is very low. And the Yankees could do it by themselves again. Or maybe the Mariners could do it by themselves, because Clark Schmidt's been terrible in the rotation this year. So I do like the full game over there as well. All right, now I'll move on to the WNBA. We'll go over the scores from last night. There are no games today, though. Liberty over the Storm, 86-78. I thought the Storm would cover, and they did. The Liberty are 3-1. The Seattle Storm is 0-3. Commissioner's Cup, Dream over the Sky, 83-65. The Dream are 2-2. Chicago's 3-2. Sun over the Fever, 81-78. Commissioner's Cup came Sun, 4-1. Fever, 1-3. Indiana covered that one. And then Commissioner's Cup, the Wings over the Lynx, 94-89. The Wings are 3-1. The Lynx are 0-5. Like I said, no games again until Thursday. All right, now I'll move on to soccer. We'll go over some results from yesterday, and we have games tonight. We even have MLS, so that's fun. We'll start with the Under-20 World Cup. U.S. over New Zealand 4-0, and Israel over Uzbekistan 1-0. All right, today 1:30 of Brazil and Tunisia. I'm going to go with Brazil here. Colombia and Slovakia will go with Colombia. 5 o'clock, Argentina and Nigeria will go with Argentina. And then England and Italy will go with England, but I don't feel good about that one. The Europa League finals today at 3 o'clock. You have Sevilla and AS Roma. Sevilla's plus 195, Roma's plus 175, draws plus 180. I'm going to go, I think this could come down the kicks, I really do, so I'm going to go with the draw at plus 180. CONCACAF Champions League, the finals, leg 1. You have Lyon and LAFC from Mexico. I'm going to pull up a CONCACAF real quick. Lyon is minus 115. LAFC is plus 260. The draw is plus 260. So this Vegas knows with Lyon being home. I think LAFC has a shot. I think they're going to prove to be tired like they did in the Open last week. I'm going to go with Lyon at minus 115 to take the first one here. MLS. Big slate tonight. 7 o'clock, you have Atlanta hosting New England. This game's going to be on Fox Sports 1. Atlanta's minus 130. New England's plus 290. Detroit's plus 270. Atlanta's unbeaten in their last 3 in terms of no losses. They've drew a couple times. But for this one, I'll go under 2.5 goals at plus 120. 7:30, Columbus, Colorado. Columbus is minus 185. Colorado's plus 410. The draw is 3-1. Colorado's not played well lately. Neither is the Crew. But I'm going to go under 2.5 goals at plus 124. DC United and CF Montreal. DC's minus 160. Montreal's plus 410. The draw's plus 270. Montreal's playing well right now, but I like the draw at plus 270. Miami's hosting the Red Bulls of New York. Miami's 2-1. The Red Bulls are plus 140. The draw's plus 190. The Red Bulls are playing a lot better of late, although they did lose back-to-back games. I'm going with the draw at plus 190. NYCFC against Cincinnati from Yankee Stadium. So the first time Yankee Stadium's had a game in a while. NYCFC's favorite, plus 190. Cincinnati's plus 230. Draws plus 230. Cincinnati's on a heater right now. I'm taking them plus 230 at Yankee Stadium. The Union are hosting Charlotte FC. The Union are a 2-1 favorite. It's the biggest favorite I've seen on the board so far. Charlotte's plus 480. The draw's 3-1. Whew. The Union are finding it because they are not playing a shitload of games like LAFC is right now. Charlotte's been okay lately too. This is a hard one, but I'm going to go with under 2.5 goals at plus 112. Toronto's hosting Chicago. Toronto plus 105, Chicago plus 220, draw plus 240. I'm going to go with the draw at plus 240. 8:30, Austin's hosting Minnesota. Austin plus 110, Minnesota plus 210. Draw plus 230. Austin's home, I think this is a bounce back for them. Plus 110. Kansas City and Dallas. Sporting KC plus 105, FC Dallas plus 230. Draws plus 230. I'm going to go with the draw at plus 230. 9:30, Salt Lake and LA Galaxy. Real Salt Lake's even money. LA Galaxy plus 220. Draws plus 250. The Galaxy, we'll get into them in the notes. They're dealing with some in-house turmoil right now. I'm going to go with Real Salt Lake at even money. 10:30, Seattle's hosting San Jose. Seattle minus 135. San Jose 3-1. The draw's plus 270. For this one, I'm going to go under 2.5 goals at plus 110. And then Vancouver, Houston. Vancouver's minus 180, Houston plus 420. The draw is 3-1. I like how Houston's playing. I'm going to go with the road upset here at plus 420. For the Houston Dynamo over to Vancouver Whitecaps FC. Alrighty. The National Women's Soccer League Cup. 8 o'clock, you have Chicago and Louisville. Chicago's plus 110, Louisville's plus 240, and so is the draw. I'm going to go with Louisville on the road at plus 240. 10 o'clock, San Diego and the OL Reign. San Diego's minus 145, Seattle's plus 360, the draw's plus 290. I'm going to go with the draw plus 290. And then 10:30 at Portland and Angel City. Portland's minus 260, Angel City 6-1. The draw's plus 410. Portland's just better than Angel City. We're going to go over 3.5 goals at plus 146. And then the Saudi Pro League, we don't have the betting stuff for this. 2 o'clock, you have Al Adala and Al Ittifaq. Al Hilal and Al Raid, Al Ittihad and Al Tai, Al Khalij and Aba, Al Nasser and Al Fateh, Al Tawan and Al Batin, Al Weda and Al Faya, and Damak and Al Shabab. All right, now we're going to talk about the NBA Finals, and I'm going to make my pick. It all begins tomorrow, the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets. All right, so how did it get here? So the Miami Heat, interesting story. 8 seed, first 8 seed in the finals since the '99 Knicks. They're looking to become the first 8 seed to win an NBA championship. They actually lost in the 7-8 playing game to the Hawks, and then had to beat the Bulls in the elimination game to be the 8 seed when it was all said and done. They upset the Bucks in 5 games. They knocked off the Knicks in 6 games. And then they avoided disaster by winning Game 7 after blowing a 3-0 series lead to knock out the reigning Eastern champion Boston Celtics. So, it's an interesting road that Miami took to get here. But it's going to all be worth it if they win the title. The Denver Nuggets, they were the 1 seed, kind of cruised the last 6 weeks of the regular season, which had people picking the Suns and picking the Lakers and Golden State and other teams to potentially come out of the West. So the first round, they knocked off Minnesota in 5. The second round, they knocked out Kevin Durant and the Suns in 6. And they swept the Lakers in the conference finals, and it was one of the more competitive sweeps that you'll ever see. And now here we are with Denver, Miami. Best player in the series, there's no doubt about it, that is Nikola Jokic. He is a man on a mission, and he is somebody that, I mentioned how the Nuggets kind of fell apart, but, really just, cruised the last 6 weeks of the season. But if they just kept their foot on the pedal, he would have three-peated as MVP. So, coaching advantage. I'm going to say this is Eric Spoelstra over Michael Malone. Spo's the best coach in the NBA right now. I've said this 1,000 times. He gets a lot out of these teams. And he's somebody that's been around a long time. He's the longest tenured coach in the league, not named Greg Popovich. And he's trying to win his first championship since 2013. And that's no disrespect to Mike Malone. I think Mike Malone's done a great job. I think he saved his job by going on this run, because there's some thought that he was going to be relieved of his duties, but it turned out not to be the case. Biggest matchup in the series. I think it is going to be Butler and Caleb Martin against Michael Porter Jr. and Aaron Gordon. I think that those 4 forwards against one another is going to be a big part of the series. Butler and Martin outplayed Tatum and Brown in the Boston series. And this is an easier challenge with Porter and Aaron Gordon. But Aaron Gordon's an excellent defender, and Jokic is just somebody that makes all those guys better. So that is going to be a fun subplot to watch, and we'll see if Caleb Martin carries over his fine play from the Celtics series into this series. Biggest storyline, I'm going to say the Heat trying to be the first A seed to ever win an NBA championship. And just really Jimmy Butler cementing himself among the elites in this game, if he hasn't already. So I'd say that is the biggest storyline. So, a pick for the series. I think it's going to be a great series. I think that it's going to be a lot of fun moments. This is the first time we're going to be seeing Mike Breen, Mark Jackson, and Jeff Van Gundy together in a week and a half because the Nuggets swept the Lakers. And I am going to go for my series correct score. The Denver Nuggets in 6 games at plus 430. I'm going to lay a unit on it because I feel pretty good about it. So the Denver Nuggets in 6 games at plus 430. The favorite outcome is Denver in 5 at 2-1. Then Denver in 7 at plus 380. Then Denver in 6 at plus 430. Then the Denver sweep at plus 460. Then Miami in 6 at 9-1. Miami in 7 at 10-1. Miami in 5 at 26-1. And the Miami sweep is 50-1. So that is very interesting. So there you have it. Nuggets in 6. And in finals MVP. I'm going to say it's Jokic. That's a no-brainer for me. He's minus 340 and Butler's 430. But if I have a value pick for NBA Finals MVP, I'm going to say it's Jamal Murray at 12-1. I think that this could be like a coming out party series for Jamal Murray. And just for fun, I'm actually going to lay a fifth of a unit on it because I think that there's a possibility of him just absolutely outplaying Kyle Lowry. Maybe Bam does a good job defensively on Jokic. So maybe this is like Jamal Murray's coming out party. So 12-1 for Jamal Murray for Finals MVP is pretty fun, but I do think that Jokic will rightfully win it because he's the best player on the team. But I'm just going to take the 12-1 on Jamal Murray as a value bet. All right, now we'll move on to golf. We'll go over tee times and make a pick for the Memorial Tournament. So, notable tee times tomorrow, 7 o'clock a.m. You have Robbie Shelton, Danny Willett, Peter Malnati, 7:05. You have Davis Thompson, Taylor Pendrith, and Bayu Hostler, 7:12. Taylor Montgomery, Adam Hadwin, Dylan Fratelli, 7:17. Patrick Rogers, Dylan McCarthy, and Binganon, 7:24. Ben Taylor, Brandon Wu, Troy Merritt, 7:29. Justin Su, Keith Mitchell, Joseph Burlett, 7:36. Brendan Todd, Harry English, Grayson Higo, 7:41. Kurt Katayama, Wyndham Clark, and Tom Kim, 7:48. Seamus Power, Matt Wallace, Cam Davis, 7:53. Victor Hovland, Scotty Scheffler, Emiliano Grillo, 8 o'clock, Matt Kuchar, Ryan Henley, Lucas Griffin, 8:05. Colin Morikawa, John Rahm, Jason Day, 8:12. Brian Harman, Lucas Glover, Kevin Kisner, 8:17. Siwoo Kim, Sam Burns, Ricky Fowler, 8:24. J.J. Spawn, Stuart Sink, Luke List, 8:29. Cam Young, Zach Johnson, Adam Scott, 8:36. Mark Hubbard, Hayden Buckley, Jason Duffner, 8:41. Shane Lowry, Sanjay M, Nate Hardy, 8:48. Austin Eckroat, 8:53. Aaron Ray. At noon, we have Scott Stevens, Christian Ziedenhout, Lucas Hodges. 12:05, Will Gordon, Eric Cole, and Ryan Fox. 12:12, Sungwoo Kim, Ben Griffin, David Slivsky. 12:17, Matt Neesmith, Alex Loren, Dylan Lingmerth. 12:24, we have Adam Long and William McGirt. 12:29, Stephen Yeager, Lucas Donald, Thomas Dietrich. 12:36, Joel Diamond, Chad Ramey, and Mackenzie Hughes. 12:41, Brett Horschel, Hideki Matsuyama, Patrick Cantlay. 12:48, Trey Mullinax, Nicholas Echevarria, Francesco Molinari. 12:53, Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth, Tyrell Hatton. 1 o'clock, JT Potson, Seb Straka, Ches Ravi. 1:05, Xander Schauffele, Justin Thomas, Matt Fitzpatrick. 112, Davis Riley, Brent Snecker, Lucas Herbert. 117, Kyung-Gu Lee, Gary Woodland, and Adam Svensson. 124, Taylor Hogue, Chris Kirk, Scott Stallings. 129, Sahith Thiglia, Corey Connors, Keegan Bradley. 136, Adam Schenk, Sam Ryder, Kevin Streelman. 141, Alex Mully, Justin Lauer, and Adam Putnam. 148, Thriston Lawrence. 153, Nicholas Hogard, and MJ Daffé. So a pick for the Memorial Tournament. I'm stuck between three guys. My pick for the Memorial Tournament, I was stuck between a couple of guys. And well, it's two guys now. So the one I'm going to go with, I'm going to go with the value play at Jason Day at 28-1. I'm going to lay a fifth of a unit on it. So Jason Day to win the PGA Memorial Tournament. All right, now move on to the news and notes for today. We will begin with some basketball. The big story from yesterday is that the Golden State Warriors and Bob Myers have parted ways. This is not surprising. There were some rumors about this for a while now that he was going to be stepping down. That is crazy to some, but not to me. A lot of turmoil this year at Golden State, but Bob Myers will land on his feet somewhere. And the Warriors, believe it or not, Joe Lacob might promote his son, Kirk. And he is expected to seek more prominent roles for him and Mike Dunleavy Jr. with Bob Myers gone. So that's interesting. They're probably going to promote somebody within rather than hire somebody from outside the family, which would be crazy. If I'm them, I hire somebody outside the family. And the Knicks parted ways with general manager Scott Perry. I didn't realize that his contract had expired this year too, like Bob Myers. So now the Knicks have an open GM position, but I don't think they're going to hire Bob Myers because they have Worldwide Wes as their president. So, and he's pretty much in charge. So, William Wesley is the guy running the Knicks. And he's somebody that I don't see being open to bringing in Bob Myers because William Wesley's the president of the team. And Bob Myers, I don't think, would want to go there to New York unless if he was offered the president's job as well. But I think William Wesley has earned the right to be there, as well as Leon Rose, who is actually the president of the team. And William Wesley is just like another executive there. So that's my mistake for confusing the two. But yeah, Leon Rose is their president of basketball operations. So I think they want to stay within the family a little bit. Maybe they promote Allen Houston or somebody like that. Maybe they do look elsewhere, like outside the organization. I don't see them promoting Tom Thibodeau to general manager. I don't think that would work out well because that was obviously a failed experiment in Minnesota. So we'll see where the Knicks go to replace Scott Perry, who I'm surprised even lasted this long because he was already in the organization as their GM when they brought in Leon Rose and William Wesley. So that's surprising that he lasted that long. Steph Curry obviously showed love for Bob Myers after he stepped down. So the Bulls are looking to extend Nikola Vucevic as they have opened up extension conversations ahead of the June 30th deadline. So we'll see if they get that done or not. Damian Lillard checked out the Thompson twins, who are obviously potential lottery picks, with the Blazers front office. Big college basketball news as Caleb Love announces his commitment to the Arizona Wildcats. So that is a big get for them. After it looked like Caleb Love was going to Michigan, now he's going to Arizona as he'll be on the Wildcats with Tommy Lloyd. So that is really good news for Arizona, and I think he's a really good change of scenery candidate for next season. Speaking of college sports, Colorado is in talks with the Big 12, substantive talks about rejoining their former league and leaving the Pac-12. So that's wild. I think that would be great for the Big 12 to get Colorado back. But this is not good for the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is falling apart. They're losing Colorado. They're obviously losing USC and UCLA to the Big Ten, which I think is a mistake from travel and whatnot purposes. So the Pac-12 should just look within and try to get Boise State and San Diego State and Fresno State and some of these successful Mountain West schools. BYU. But BYU, I think, is going to the Big 12. So, like, schools like that. Maybe Gonzaga for basketball. So, I would pursue that route if I am the Pac-12. Now we'll go to hockey. The Leafs are closing in on a new general manager, and it's former Flames general manager Brad Treliving. Interesting hire for the Leafs. Treliving really did some nice things with the Flames, but obviously he made a terrible trade with the Matt Tkachuk and Jonathan Huberdeau, which cost him his job. And now we'll see what he does here with the Maple Leafs. And let's hope for their sake that they don't make similar mistakes that Calgary made. And now we'll see if Sheldon Keefe will remain there. So the Capitals hired their new coach, and that is Spencer Carberry. Speaking of the Maple Leafs, he was an assistant for the Leafs under Sheldon Keefe, and now he's going to be the head coach of the Washington Capitals. I think this is a really good hire for Washington. This makes a lot of sense because Carberry knows that organization very well. as he was the coach of the Hershey Bears for several years in the AHL, as well as their ECHL affiliate, the South Carolina Stingrays. So he knows that organization inside and out. They gave him a 4-year deal. And the Caps need some young blood. And I really think this is going to go down as one of the better hires of this coaching cycle in the NHL. Meanwhile, a surprising one happened too, as John Hines was fired by the Nashville Predators. And they bring in former Panthers intern coach and Devils associate coach Andrew Burnett. The Preds did this kind of out of nowhere. I'm surprised they did not do this after their season ended, which made everybody think that John Hines was still going to be there. But again, that sort of makes sense because Barry Trotz is now their general manager, and he wants to bring in his own guys. So this does make some sense, and I think it's a good hire for Nashville. Burnett did an outstanding job with the Panthers last season, getting them to the President's Trophy after the whole Joel Quenneville debacle happened. So I knew Andrew Burnett would get another job somewhere. And I think the reason why the Devils brought him in was as an associate is because the Devils probably wanted him to replace Lindy Ruff. But the Devils had that great season, and they felt that Lindy Ruff deserved to be back, which I agree with New Jersey's decision to bring Lindy back because Lindy did a great job, and it's not fair to fire a coach after having a fantastic season like New Jersey did. So, Andrew Burnett to Nashville, great hire. And now the Rangers are considering John Hines. I don't know if I'd like that. It's obvious that New York wants to go with the retread. The best retread available is Peter Laviolette. And I don't think it would be a great hire for New York to go with Laviolette. I think they should be doing what is very popular right now, which is hiring new blood. But then again, the Golden Knights went with another retread in Bruce Cassidy. And where are they right now? The Stanley Cup Final. The Dallas Stars went to 6 games in the conference finals, and they hired a retread in Pete DeBoer. And they're a team similar to New York with some star power and a good goalie in Dallas. And same for Vegas. A lot of these teams are similar. Toronto, they kept their coach. But the only retread New York should go nowhere near is Joel Quenneville. That would be the worst hire ever. Joel Quenneville shouldn't even be coaching in the NHL anymore after what he did. So for off-ice reasons, I would not go near Joel Quenneville with a 10-foot pole. So it looks like it's going to be Laviolette for the New York Rangers. I don't love the hire, but I don't hate that potential hire either. So I'm like in the middle with that hire. It's just that it just didn't work for him in Washington. He did take the Preds to the Stanley Cup Final in 2017. He took the Flyers there in 2010. And he won a cup with Carolina in 2006. So he's gotten teams to big heights before. And there's some speculation that the reason why New York is delaying is because of Pittsburgh's general manager search and the fact that Mike Sullivan could potentially become available if Pittsburgh decides to move on from Mike Sullivan, which would make sense because Chris Drury, the Rangers general manager, is buddies with Mike Sullivan, and Mike Sullivan's yet another retread. But then, if Mike Sullivan became available, he'd be the best retread available. So, like I said, if New York hires Laviolette, I don't love that hire, but at the same time, I don't hate the hire either, because they could have done a lot worse than that. So let's move on with news and notes here. We're running low on time. Just wanted to get that hockey segment out of the way. Baseball. So Cedric Mullins on the injured list with the groin injury, and the Orioles signed Aaron Hicks to a major league deal. So the former Yankee goes to their division rival in the Orioles. We'll see how that works out. Maybe a change of scenery can benefit Aaron Hicks. Maybe he'll do some stuff against the Yankees. That would be something. But they need some depth now at that position in the outfield without Cedric Mullins, and that's not good for the Baltimore Orioles. Harrison Bader, day-to-day, due to a hamstring injury, and they placed him on the injured list. But it's probably going to be a short one, maybe 2 weeks. But that's not great for the Yankees. They didn't miss him yesterday, but that's a different story. But they'll miss him at some point. Cool story that the Padres promote 16-year-old catching prospect Ethan Salas to low A. So how often do you see somebody that young go to low A? So that's pretty cool. And speaking of the Padres, not great news for them is that they were dropped by Bally Sports, as the league is expected to take control of the Padres broadcasts after Bally Sports' parent company declines to pay the rights fee. So that's not good news for the San Diego Padres. Some football. DeAndre Hopkins hires Clutch agent to represent him, as he previously represented himself. So good on Hopkins for getting an agent. Aaron Rodgers wanted Packers GM Brian Gutekunst fired in 2021. That's according to The Athletic. He said fire him or trade him in 2021, but he ended up staying, and he was traded now this year to go to the Jets. So it took 2 years. More basketball news coming down right now. Adama Sanogo is staying in the draft and will not return to UConn, so that's not good for the reigning champion Huskies. But Sanogo will be a pick in the draft, I would think. We talked about the LA Galaxy having some turmoil as they part ways with President Chris Klein after he oversaw the organization after 11 years. So that is crazy news for the LA Galaxy. So U.S. men's national team hires a new intern coach, as they'll hire B.J. Callaghan to replace Anthony Hudson, and will lead the team at the Nations League Finals and the Gold Cup. So that's very interesting. It's just an intern. Very interesting. They probably want a big name to be the permanent guy. And there's some talk that it could very well end up being Philadelphia Union head coach Jim Curtin. I think that would be a great hire. I would absolutely make him the pick if I had the pick, because he's a fantastic coach. And then the other coach that I would consider is Steve Cherundolo of LAFC. I think it's going to end up being one of those two guys, because I think U.S. wants to go big or go home for their permanent guy. And then USA announces fall friendlies against Germany and Ghana for October. So there's your soccer news. Last but not least, my best bet of the day, brought to you by FanDuel. There was a couple of ones that jumped out to me for a pick. I'm going with baseball again. Yankee Mariner over did me well. And now I'm going to go with a half unit on over 8.5 between the Padres and the Marlins. I love the pick. I think that Both of these teams will score a lot of runs with lesser pitchers on the mound. I'm going over 8.5 between the Padres and the Marlins at -115 for my best bet of the day for a half unit. So that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow recapping everything. Look ahead to everything tomorrow. We'll make a pick for Game 1 of the NBA Finals. And maybe we'll have an NBA mock draft for you as well, since the draft is 3 weeks away. Hope you guys have a great day, everyone.